Welcome to Talk Tickers, your go-to source for breaking down the most important earnings calls.
Great to be here.
Today, we're really diving into Kakao's Q2 2025 earnings. And this wasn't just another quarter, was it?
No, not at all. It feels like a real inflection point for them. A sort of strong statement about their AI native future.
Yeah, management definitely laid out a clear vision. And the market certainly seemed to agree.
Oh, absolutely. The reaction was pretty strong.
Let's start with the headline figures then. Record high revenue and operating profit, they pretty much smashed expectations.
He really did.
Earnings per share, the EPS, hit 365.3. The consensus was what, 259.6?
Right. So a beat of about 105.7. That's significant. It really points to much stronger profitability than maybe people were anticipating.
Definitely suggests that shift towards, profitable growth is working fast.
It does. And revenue,
Yeah.
It came in at $2,028.3 billion. That's up 1.2% year over year, a new record for the company.
Solid top-line growth, but the profit story is even more striking, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where it gets really impressive. Operating profit surged 39% year over year. 39%.
Wow.
Hit $185.9 billion. And that pushed their operating margin up to 9.2%.
Which is a jump of, what, 250 basis points?
Exactly. 2.5 percentage points year over year. And that's an all-time high for Kakao.
An all-time high margin and net profit.
That nearly doubled, up 97% year over year to $171.8 billion. Just incredible leverage.
Doubled. Okay. So management put this down to two main things, right? Cost controls and core platform strength.
That's the narrative. Group-wide cost optimization efforts, which they started last year, really paying off, plus just continued momentum in those core platform businesses.
And like you said, the market reaction was immediate. Stock closed up almost 12% on the day.
11.97%, yeah. And trading volume nearly tripled. Huge investor confidence shown there.
It really signals that investors are buying into this whole strategic direction, not just the numbers, but the story.
Right. It suggests they believe in both the financial discipline and their sort of ambitious growth plans.
Okay, let's dig into those financials a bit more then. Where did the growth actually come from?
All right, so platform revenue was definitely a key driver, climbed to $1,055.2 billion. That's up 10% year over year.
And Talk Biz within that, still the engine room.
Absolutely. Talk Biz hit $542.1 billion, up 7% year over year. And interestingly, the ad revenue within Talk Biz grew 4%.
Only 4%. How does that square with the overall strength?
Well, that was driven by a really robust 16% jump in business messaging, especially from the financial sector. And that new brand message feature they rolled out in May, apparently showing very high ad efficiency already.
Ah, okay. So the core messenger is becoming more of a B2B tool almost.
Exactly. It's evolving. And then you've got platform others. That segment surged up 21% year over year to $434.8 billion.
Wow, 21%. What's in there?
That's things like Kakao Mobility, parking, quick delivery expansion, and Kakao Pay. Kakao Pay had double-digit revenue growth and importantly stayed profitable for the second quarter in a row.
Okay, so those diversified bets are really starting to pay off, firing on all cylinders, as you said.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Now, the content side was a bit more mixed.
Right. Overall content revenue was down 7% year over year to $973.1 billion.
Yeah. But if you break it down, Story, which includes Pacoma, actually managed 1% year over year growth. Modest, yes. But it hit its highest ever quarterly operating profit.
How? By cutting back?
Pretty much. Focused on efficient, selective marketing, prioritizing profit over just grabbing share in a really competitive market.
Makes sense. What about music?
Music was up 1% year over year, helped by strong album sales from artists like Rise and NCT Wish, which is actually pretty good considering the broader music market has been a bit sluggish.
Okay, but the drag came from gaming, right?
Yeah, gaming had a tough quarter, down a significant 38.9% year over year. That's acting as a sort of cyclical weight right now.
And Portal Biz?
Also down 11% year over year. They attributed that to fewer search queries, and also they're preparing to transfer that business to a new entity, AXV, by the end of the year.
Okay, so definitely a tale of two segments there. Platform driving growth, content more mixed, but with pockets of strength and profitability focus.
Exactly. But the key to that huge jump in overall profitability was really expense management.
Right. You mentioned the cost optimization. Total OpEx actually decreased.
Yep, down 2% year over year to $1,842.4 billion. And that was very deliberate. Result of those cost efforts they started last year.
How'd they do it?
Kept labor costs flat year over year, which is impressive in itself, And they slashed marketing spend by 19% year over year. 19%. Shows a real focus on, efficient spending. Not just cutting, but spending smarter.
That discipline is key, especially if they're freeing up resources for, well, the big AI push.
Precisely. And that ties into CapEx too. Q2 CapEx was down quite a bit, 72 billion year over year.
Why the drop? Saving money.
Mostly a base effect, actually. They made huge investments last year in their own data centers and a lot of AI infrastructure, GPUs and whatnot. So the comparison looks favorable.
Oh, okay. But they're still investing for the future.
Oh, definitely. They announced a massive 600 billion investment plan, building a second high-density data center. Should be completed by 2029.
That's a long-term play.
Absolutely. It's about getting more control and better cost efficiency, specifically for AI and whatever comes next. It's a foundational bet on that AI future we talked about.
Which brings us neatly to the strategic stuff. The AI native transformation. This feels like the core of the story this quarter.
I agree. It's all building towards this. They're planning a, quote, large-scale overhaul of KakaoTalk in the second half of this year. All 5 tabs.
An overhaul. What's the vision there? Just a facelift?
Much more than that. They want to evolve the messenger, beyond just messaging. Make it a platform for content delivery, exploration, finding things, and more social features based on relationships.
Interesting. So less utility, more ecosystem.
Kind of, yeah. Embedding itself even deeper into users' daily lives, but leveraging AI. We'll see the design details at their If Kakao developer event in September. Then new services roll out through the end of the year.
Okay, what kind of changes are we talking about specifically?
Well, the Friends tab, the first tab, that's changing from just a contact list into what they call a feed-based space for daily live sharing.
A feed? Like Facebook or Instagram?
Sort of, but focused on your actual friends. Updates, birthdays, maybe media shared in your group chats. The idea is to boost that natural interaction, get people browsing casually, not just opening the app with a specific purpose.
Okay, turning purposeful traffic into casual exploration. Makes sense. What else?
Big one. A new short-form video service on the third tab.
Taking on TikTok and Reels. Seems risky.
Well, they're trying to differentiate. They say it leverages the messenger's strengths, direct sharing, easy viewing, and chats. And crucially, they're focusing on, quote, relationships and context, not just explorer-driven feeds or self-promotion like other platforms.
Relationship-based short form. That's an interesting angle. Are they building support for creators?
Yeah, they mentioned building a creator studio environment and a revenue-sharing model. They need content creators on board for it to work.
So ambitious targets tied to this revamp.
Definitely. They're aiming for over 20% increase in time spent on KakaoTalk and a, quote, must-achieve target of more than 10% year-over-year growth in Talk Biz ad revenue in Q4.
Must achieve. Strong language.
Very. They see the Q4 double-digit growth as the starting point of long-term structural improvements. It's a big bet.
And AI is woven through all of this.
Completely. The overarching goal is, quote, to bring AI into the daily lives of everyone, using KakaoTalk as the main hub. Redefining daily life with AI, they said.
Bold ambition, and they're branding it all.
Yep. Everything AI-related infrastructure, model services will fall under a new brand name.
Kanana.
Kanana. Okay. How does the OpenAI partnership fit in?
They're working on a joint product with urgency, aiming to blend that familiar ChatGPT experience with Kakao's own data and, understanding of Korean users.
When can we expect that?
Before the next earnings call, apparently. And they see it as complementary to standalone ChatGPT, expanding the pie rather than competing directly.
Interesting. And their own AI within the app. That's maybe even more crucial. They're integrating AI services directly into KakaoTalk, acting as a sort of middle layer for context-aware actions, helping you get things done seamlessly.
Powered by their own models.
Yes, specifically their in-house small language model, or SLM, an on-device AI model called Kana 1.5. It's 2.1 billion parameters.
Small, but designed to run on the phone itself.
Exactly. That means better user privacy, potentially lower costs for them, and they reckon they'll be the first in Korea outside of device makers to launch something like this, a big first mover advantage claim.
On-device AI is definitely a hot area. Privacy is a huge plus.
It really is. And beyond that, they're building an AI agent platform.
Yeah.
The idea is you interact with agents to achieve goals, maybe without even needing to open separate apps eventually.
It's like a personal assistant built into KakaoTalk.
Kind of, yeah. An ecosystem of agents. And they've been busy building the underlying tech. Revealed their Kana 1.5 models back in May, open-sourced multimodal and mixture of experts models in July.
Mixture of experts, MoE. That's quite advanced stuff.
It is. highly efficient for complex tasks. And their multimodal model apparently tops some Korean language benchmarks. So they're building serious in-house capability.
And this all fits with the government's agenda, too.
Yeah, they explicitly mentioned aligning with the government's sovereign AI initiative, integrating AI into domestic services, strengthening user lock-in, making AI mainstream for Koreans.
That political alignment could be really helpful. But how do they make money from all this AI and the revamp without annoying users? User fatigue is real.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? They plan an aggressive rollout of new ad products, in-feed ads, video ads tied to the KakaoTalk changes.
So just more ads. People hate that.
Well, they claim they're addressing user fatigue by shifting to a feed-based advertisement format. The idea is it's more immersive, blends more naturally with content, rather than just jamming in more ad slots.
Yeah, smarter ads, not just more ads. That's the pitch, anyway.
Exactly. Better user acceptance, better ad efficiency. We'll have to see how well they execute that.
Okay, let's pull back and look at the investor context. Kakao stock has been on a tear, right? Outperforming the market significantly.
Massively. Over the last year, total return of plus 68%. The Cato SPI 200 index, only plus 19%. Huge outperformance.
And the strong Q2 builds on other recent good news.
Yeah, like open sourcing those advanced LLMs in July, the OpenAI partnership announcement back in February, UBS upgrading the stock to buy just recently in August. There's been a steady stream of positive catalysts.
And the broader industry trends are favorable too.
Generally, yes. Korean internet platforms are leaning into this AI-led recovery in advertising and commerce. Digital ad spend growth looks solid, mid to high single digits, maybe even double digits, projected through the decade.
So management sounds pretty confident about the future.
Extremely confident. They kept calling Q2 an inflection point in execution, expecting more accelerated growth in that high-margin Talk Biz starting Q4.
And that flows through to the bottom line?
That's the plan, leading to more balanced growth across top line and bottom line from next year onwards. All eyes are on that September If Kakao event for the concrete details.
But it's not without risks, obviously. They did acknowledge competition.
Yeah, they mentioned competition, especially from Naver's AI efforts, and also those lingering founder-related legal issues. They're aware of the headwinds.
Okay. So, transitioning now, let's put on our hypothetical strategist hats. For our listeners thinking about the investment side, this Q2 feels pretty pivotal.
It really does. Management's confidence, the AI pivot, the potential for re-rating. The market popped, but you could argue the full AI native ecosystem story isn't fully priced in yet.
Right. So this is not financial advice segment. Let's brainstorm a couple of outrageous but plausible trade ideas based on this call.
All right, let's have some fun with it. What's idea number one?
Okay, trade idea one. A long call spread on Kakao targeting those Q4 earnings.
Interesting. Explain the thinking.
Well, the rationale hinges on those must-achieve targets, that 10% plus Talk Biz growth, 20% plus time spent increase in Q4. If they hit those, especially with Talk Biz being high margin, the stock could see, maybe another 20-30% upside from here.
So using options for leverage on that potential Q4 beat.
Exactly. Maybe buy an out-of-the-money call, say 75,000 strike expiring early next year, and fund it partly by selling a further OTM call, like 85,000. Defines your risk, gives you upside exposure.
And the September event acts as a near-term catalyst to build momentum into Q4.
That's the idea. Betting on execution, basically, on those structural improvements delivering.
Okay, aggressive but logical based on their guidance. What's idea two?
Trade idea two. Go long Kakao, but short a basket of global explore-driven social media peers.
Ah, pairs trade. Long Kakao, short.
Short, a mix of global platforms heavily reliant on that explore-driven or self-promotional short-form model. Think maybe TikTok, perhaps Instagram's Reels component, platforms like that.
And the rationale. Playing Kakao's differentiation strategy.
Precisely. They explicitly said they're not following that path, focusing on relationships and context instead. If they successfully use their massive user base and that relationship angle for their new video service and feed,
they could potentially claw back domestic ad spend from those global players.
That's the bet. You capitalize on Kakao's unique ecosystem powered by AI, leveraging its sticky social graph, and shorting the others hedges you a bit against broader digital ad market swings.
So it's a bet on the super app model, specifically Kakao's relationship-first, AI-integrated version, winning out locally against the global giants.
You got it. betting on the stickiness and monetization potential of their evolving platform in the AI era.
Both ideas definitely lean into management's ambitious narrative, high conviction plays.
They are aggressive, absolutely,
Yeah.
but they align with that ambition to redefine daily life with AI and grab that first mover advantage again. The signals for execution look pretty green right now.
Okay, so let's quickly wrap this up.
Right. Quick recap. Kakao Q2 was exceptional. Sharp cost control, strong platform growth. But the real story, that huge strategic pivot to an AI-native ecosystem. Big KakaoTalk Overhaul coming, aggressive AI integration under the Kana brand.
And the market loved it. Decisively bullish reaction, and you can see why based on the results and the forward-looking strategy.
So the big question, the provocative thought to leave you with.
Go on.
Can Kakao actually do it again? They embedded themselves into daily life in the mobile era. Can they replicate that first mover advantage in this new AI era?
Yeah, will their unique relationship-focused approach to AI and content actually set a new standard? Not just for them, but maybe for super apps globally. Could it redefine how we think about social interaction and digital commerce?
Something to definitely chew on. And just a reminder, everyone, the trade ideas we kicked around are purely illustrative. They should absolutely not be considered financial advice. Always, always do your own research.
Couldn't agree more.
We'd love to hear what you think about Kakao's big AI transformation. What stood out to you from this deep dive? Let us know.
Yeah, share your thoughts. And make sure you subscribe to Talk Tickers for more breakdowns of crucial earnings calls.
Thanks for tuning in.